Alright, I don't know if you know this, but I'm gonna be talking to you about a few big reasons why I don't like doing gardening anymore. A good few reasons why I stopped doing gardening, and why I don't see that as being an interest to me anymore. So, a quick little update before I get into things. I am getting surprisingly back to normal from pretty much one whole year of microdosing Datura. My eyes are still dark. They're still kind of. I think they're permanently going to be like that. You know, I'm permanently going to look like I've been through some form of abuse or something. So yeah, that's a quick little update. Surprisingly, most people who do ingest Datura don't ever get back to normal. There's a video on YouTube of a man type in persistent Datura trip. It's very creepy and very terrifying. It's probably the most scariest video I've ever came across on YouTube. It's basically where a guy has taken too much Datura and he's stuck in this Datura trip and he can't get out of it. I really do hope that he's okay. You know, even a few days after he made that video, I really do hope that he's okay from that. But holy God, me thinking back on that, that is terrifying, really. You know, I ingested the most toxic plant, one of the most toxic, deadliest plants on Earth. Like, don't ask me and don't tell me to take a higher dose, because I'm playing with fire. I'm playing with life or death, okay? I'm not taking a mild deadly drug or deadly plant. I'm taking one of the most deadliest plants on Earth. So do not think that, you know, taking a small amount, that'll do nothing. Because it will do something to you. Anyway, me thinking back on that, I'm thinking, oh my God, you know, I should be getting used to the new normal, you know, not kind of getting back to normal really, and that's terrified me, but I'm extremely lucky. But yeah, let's get into the gardening. So, gardening, from my own point of view, is cutting down weeds, making a garden how you want the garden to look like, not what nature wanted the garden to look like. Get into that in a little bit as well. And just kind of making it look nice for you, not for the plants and not for nature, just for you, okay? Now, when I was doing my gardening course back in college, I enjoyed it, yes. Meeting new people was an experience. Especially doing it in my local area was pretty convenient. But I lost motivation quickly from it, due to some of the people who weren't taking gardening too seriously, like me. So, I was basically cutting down weeds and kind of moving logs out the way for people, so obviously they wouldn't trip over, and cleaning up, basically sweeping all the dead leaves that we've chopped, all the branches, throwing them in into the water or up at the hill area, and that would be at that. A good few things that really put me off from gardening is kind of like trimming branches. Like, I'll post the picture up right now. You see how like the branches are like cut, and you can see how like, you know what I mean? It's like nature doesn't do that. You know what I mean? That is cut with some form of tool. Now, when I'm outside and when I see things like that, that really puts me off. Because when I look at that, I think, man did that. Not nature, man did that, you know? And it's like, how dare man? How dare man? You know? Nature doesn't do things like that. Only man does. And that really pisses me off. Because that's like, going back into what I was talking about earlier, what I was going to mention, but like, that is nature's home. You know, that is the plant's house. The soil, the mud is where plants grow, okay? Now you're going in and you're cutting their homes off. You know, just because a plant can't talk and breathe doesn't mean that it's not alive. Because back in centuries ago, if we didn't have plants, the human race wouldn't probably be how it is now, you know? We'd be all wiped out. Because if we need to eat, we need our vegetables, we need our vitamins, you know? Vegetable is a plant. Because it grows on the ground, right? Mushroom is slightly different. That's just bacteria, I think, really, and just fungi. You know, it's just something that is unattractive but can sometimes taste okay. But it's like, we need those to survive. We need our proteins, our vegetables, you know? Veggies are good for you, you know? That's what you're told when you're young and your mother says to you, veggies are good for you, eat them all up, you know? And it's like, the cows need to eat. The chickens need to eat. What do they eat? Grass. Hay. You know, it all comes from the ground, really. I mean, I don't know what hay is. I don't know. But, you know, I'm pretty sure cows eat grass. I'm pretty sure they do. You know, all animals need those vegetables and those, you know, plants and stuff to eat. And if they're not getting fed, how are we gonna eat? Because unless if you're a skinny skeleton vegetarian person that's anti-meat and anti-this, man, like a bitch. Grow the fuck up. Back when we had spears and we made our own knives, and we stood barefooted on the ground, if we seen an animal, we would be well happy. We would want to kill it and eat it, right? Being a vegan, being a vegetarian is not natural. It is not natural. That's just, like, unnatural. If you're starving to death, right? And this is, like, before real civilization of people. This is when we made our own fucking... This is way back, you know? This is, like, the BC years and that, you know? Cavemen, you know? If we seen an animal, we would kill it because we were starving. We wouldn't be like, oh, there's a funny looking plant in the ground, let me go eat that. Oops, it's foxglove. No, that is not what we would do. If we found an animal, we would kill it and eat it. That's part of life and survival. Okay? Now, another kind of reason why I didn't like to do gardening was because every time you pull out a weed off the ground, or you accidentally cut a flower off, right? You're killing that plant slowly and painfully, you know? And it's like, shit, you know? I just killed that plant, and it's too stressful, really, you know? And the pay isn't that good either. And it's like, most gardeners, if they see a cannabis plant, they would kill it and call the police. Gardeners don't love plants. They don't have any love for nature. They just want to make the garden look good for themselves. Not for the plants. The plants just want to live and be happy, okay? You know, humanity's a fucking mess. You know, you all look like retards. You all look like son of a bitches. But do the plants complain? No. Maybe we should just go ahead and cut off our heads and cut off our arms just to make ourselves look prettier, you know? Why have 10 fingers? Why don't we have 0 instead? You know, because it looks better, you know? Looks like spiders. You know what I mean? You know, little things like that. You know, you see a plant, it's like, oh, I don't like the shape of that. Let me just cut its, you know, fucking stem off or something. Or let me trim this flower. And then it dies. You know, the plant doesn't want to live the way how you want it to live. It wants to live the way how it wants to live, right? If it wants to go ahead and grow giant and tall and strong and bold, let it grow strong and bold. Don't cut it down, right? If a plant is poisonous, deadly, right? And I've proven this, right? Jimson weed, most dangerous plant on earth. I ingested it for a fucking year. Microdosed it. That is nuts. If they see us like, oh no, we can't touch that, we need to kill it. Just because a plant is deadly doesn't mean you have to go ahead and kill it. It didn't have a choice, you know? When when I become a human, I don't want to have eyelashes. I would hate to have eyelashes, right? Look at it this way. I've still got eyelashes, you know? I've still got them. Even though I didn't want them before I was born, I didn't want them, I really didn't. But it just so happens I've got them, you know? I didn't want to have eyebrows, but I've got them, you know? I didn't want to be human, but I've got it, you know? It's not the plant's fault that it's poisonous, okay? It's not its fault, okay? Man went ahead and took a tiger's baby, or a giraffe's baby, any animal, right? He took the baby, and wanted to kill it, sell it, whatever, right? That tiger is pissed off at humanity now. They know what humans look like. And since how humans have been evolving into killing these animals, the animals have told, you know, their cubs and whatnot, and they've said, humans are dangerous, don't go near them, okay? Because they're traumatized of what they've seen, and they've told everyone else, you know? That's why tigers attack humans. Because one, it's in their nature to survive, and two, because they are complete sociopathic motherfuckers, right? Now, it's not the tiger's fault for attacking a human. It's just their nature instincts. You know, it's what they were born to do. You know, especially in a zoo and whatnot, right? Don't go ahead and kill the animals. Because they can't help it. They can't help that they got sharp claws and they can attack anyone. You know, they can't help it. That's why some people actually, you know, bond with certain animals and have a really good relationship with them, you know, which is really, you know, beautiful, like truly emotional and truly beautiful that people can actually, I'm not talking about a cat or a dog. I'm talking about a big fucking alligator or a big crocodile, you know, and they're their actual pet, you know? And it's like, hey dude, what's up? Climb on my bed and whatnot, you know? Because they've bonded and they've been very, you know what I mean? Even with tigers, you know, like Tiger King and that, you know? You can be best buddies with an animal as long as you treat it right and you really do kind of love it, you know, make sure that the animal feels cared for. You know, yes, tigers do bite. Yes, they are dangerous, right? Because it's their nature. It's their natural instincts to do so. They can't help it, you know? I'll give you an example. Cannabis, right? It produces trichomes, right? The plant doesn't know that it's psychoactive. It doesn't know. It's just been cut down and killed for no reason, and it's left clueless. You know, that's why I don't like gardening, because gardening is about making things how you want them to look like, not what nature wants it to look like. You know, I want to see a big massive waterfall, you know, and all these trees and beautiful things just growing out of it, you know. Don't cut it down. Don't make it like a tourist spot, you know. Don't build a road on top of it and then have to cut down the plants that are trying to grow on the road and the pavement, you know. But yeah, that's why I don't do gardening anymore. That's why gardening isn't in any of my interests. But yeah, that's kind of what I wanted to talk about. If you have any questions, go ahead and DM me on my social medias or leave a comment. I'll probably reply to you. Some of my notifications don't come through, but I try my best to reply to everyone that I can see. Yeah. Thank you for watching the video. Take care. I'm about to burp or yawn. Pardon me. But yeah. Thank you for watching and see you in a bit.